and welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is a show where we demystify technology. And specifically for you, we have a very exciting episode today because we're doing a mailbag, which people love, right? We answer the questions that you send in. But we have this really, really cool new functionality we've built into the butterscotch.com site called Ask. And instead of taking your emails into us via our email address, we're going to go over to the Ask functionality. I'm going to grab some of the questions off there just to introduce you to the idea so that ongoingly you can get answers pretty quick from the Butterscotch staff and other people who answer those. Just we want to show it off, and it's a cool way to get some questions from you folks out there in Lab Rats land.
So this isn't really a mailbag so much as an ask bag.
Askbag.
That doesn't sound very good.
Doesn't sound very markety. No, not at all. But yeah, but this is a mailbag, and we're going to take your questions from Ask. So,
okay,
introduce that today. Okay. Anything else from you in terms? No, I guess you've been busy answering those questions.
I have been going into the Ask functionality. So yeah, I guess that's the whole thing is you ask questions, and we'll answer them.
Yeah, and actually you can answer questions
and
too. We've opened it up so that anybody can answer the questions. So great new facility there. So we'll show you that in a bit. But first, let's check out a message from our sponsor. Before we get started, of course, I want to talk to you a bit about our sponsor, Hover.com. I have to say this is a site that I sort of fallen in love with over the last little while. A great place to buy domains. I set up my own personal email address there. My dad has a company, and he set up his own personal email address there. So, and you can have it separate from your website. For example, you can get your domain, set it up, push the traffic to your website, and set up, have Hover host your own email address as well.
Yep, and short URLs, just like on one of those other URL shortening services.
So like tinyurl.com, that's right, yeah. So it's just a really great site. So let's say you decided to register, llama-club.com. I don't know if that's available or not, but let's say you have a club and it's full of llamas. You can create shortcuts that are like llama-club.com/map, which just sends you to the place where you keep your llamas, or /combs. Sweater, where you sell the llama wool sweaters and that sort of thing. So, but we make fun. But honestly, it's a great website, good customer service. They will pick up the phone. You try calling them, actually. Call them and say, ask them a question, and notice how quickly they pick up the phone. There's no voicemail. There is no drama. You don't talk to a foreign country and with people with funny accents, except for Canadians who populate the call center. I think you'll really like it. So zip on over to hover.com. I use it. Sean uses it. I think we'd use it if we weren't here. It's just one of those really great services that we think you'll enjoy too. And I'm going to give you this coupon, 10% off to try it out and see if you like it. If you do, let us know. We'd like to hear back from you as well. So that's hover.com. Use this coupon code right here.
Apparently, Llama Club has been registered. Sorry, folks, and not with Hover either. We're going to have to talk.
What about myllama-club.com?
I'll get back to you on that. But first, you know what? All
right, so let's get to the emails.
Askbag.
Right.
Yay. First question for Andy.
Yes.
I like receiving twits on my mobile phone. We're a couple of big twits. So what can I do for that? Getting the twits on the mobile phone.
So he wants to get tweets. Well,
yes.
Actually, first of all, yeah. So you could call them twits, I suppose. Twitter or twits, but I think the geek convention is they're called tweets.
Yeah, actually our friend Leo Laporte was a little bit worried about that with Twit and Twitter, and actually stayed off of Twitter for a while because of association between the two.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so we call them tweets. So if you want to receive tweets via Twitter on your phone, there's a whole bunch of different apps that you can get. You didn't mention which smartphone you have, but whether it's you're running it on an Android or running it on the iPhone. And even the BlackBerry has an app for it as well.
I'm sure Windows does as well.
Yeah, likely.
Like
yeah, Windows
7
Phone 7 as well.
Yeah.
So the one I use is TweetDeck, and TweetDeck is available for the iPhone, actually, for all the platforms. Twitter actually has their own app, just called Twitter. You search that on the App Store.
That's the one
for
I
iPhone.
use.
Is that one you use?
That's the one I use.
Yeah, it's quite good, actually. It's quite well designed.
One of the ones that I've heard is Tweetagora, which actually takes your tweets and allows you to build little groups and sort of create silos of different types of tweets, so you can just look at certain types instead of everything in your stream. So, which is kind of neat.
That's cool. Good. Anyways, we'll put some links to some of those guys on our show notes, so you can. And in fact, all those apps we mentioned, if you just do a search on butterscotch.com, click on the apps tab, you will be able to find them and easily download them as well. So check that out at butterscotch.com. All right, there you go.
Yes. So
and that came through. What was the gentleman's name? We don't know, do we?
That's
by Anonymous.
By Anonymous.
So when you actually go to butterscotch.com and you want to click on Ask a Question, and then you can actually ask a question anonymously or log in. Now, if you log in and ask a question, then your question will filter to the top, so it'll get our attention much faster. So it's better to create a free account on butterscotch.com and do that. But ask a question is the link at the top.
Yeah, and give us as much information as you can when you're asking the question, so we know how to help you best.
Yeah, that's right. Because this gentleman said, I want something from my smartphone. Well, tell us which your smartphone is, so we can actually give you information that's useful.
Right, so another answer to your question is My Llama Club is also registered. So you're going to have to go a little bit further afield. So do you have a question for me?
I do. Well, it would be another one here. This came, again, through the Ask functionality on the site.
Askbag. Yay!
And
you like that, Paul?
So this came from a gentleman by the name of Brian Hopkins. So Brian obviously registered on the site, and that's part of the reason why we noticed this. So good job, Brian. He says, how does he record a live video from a camcorder or DSLR directly into or onto my iPad? I want to record at least 720p and then be able to play it back. Think about improve your golf swing, record a person doing a dance, and then immediately playing back at 720p.
Okay, that's a tough one. I would love for that to exist in functionality. As far as I know, at this point anyways, that doesn't exist. Now when the iPad 2 comes out and there's a camera built in, almost certainly there's going to be an app for that. At this point there is a workaround for that, which is a little bit unfortunate. So you have your camera, you have the media that comes into it.
Yep.
Then you have the iPad camera connection kit,
yep,
which is about $30.
Yeah.
And it comes with two pieces. It comes with one that has an SD card on it that you can just stick this in. And then it plugs into the bottom of your iPad.
Right.
Or you've got one with a USB port on the bottom, so if you're using an SLR that has a USB connector, you can plug directly into that, and it'll import from your camera into that. So it's a several-step process. Capture, connect, import, view, rather than straight over. Now, we've seen with...
so you can't push record on your camcorder and record it directly on your iPad. That's not possible.
Not that I'm aware of
not yet.
At this point.
Yeah.
Again, I would love for that to be the case, but...
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe in future. And certainly, I bet you it'll be easier on an Android device.
Someone will hack it.
Somebody will hack it and figure it out.
Someone will hack it.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, great.
All right, any other Llama-related questions you'd like to ask?
MyLlamaFarm.com.
I'll get on that. In the meantime, I've got another question for you. Also from Anonymous, although it says M. Kirby in the question. So let's assume it's from M. Kirby.
Okay.
I've been thinking about getting a Kindle, but I'm confused as to whether I need to have Wi-Fi or not.
Right. Good question, actually. So this is from, what's the gentleman's name?
From M. Kirby.
M. Kirby. M. Kirby. Okay, good. So your Kindle, there's a couple of ways to get content onto your Kindle. There are two different kinds of models, and they all come with USB connectors. So easiest way to do it, for example, would be to plug it into your computer with a USB connector, and then basically drag your content onto the Kindle from your computer, just like an external drive, like a flash drive. That's the easiest way to do it. There are two versions of the Kindle. One's a Wi-Fi only version. It's $139 on the new generation. And one's Wi-Fi 3G, which means that it is, and that's $189. So let's talk about them separately. So Wi-Fi only means that you can tune in a wireless signal, right? From a hotspot, either at home or work, at a coffee shop, anywhere where there's Wi-Fi available. And now you can use that to communicate with the Amazon store, and we'll talk about this in a minute, or via an email address. So that's the cheaper way to do it. The 3G Wi-Fi means it has Wi-Fi functionality as well as 3G. It talks over cellular network 3G connectivity. What they call it WhisperNet. But basically, it's a local network, depending on which country you're in, where it will connect into the 3G data network, like your cell phone, right, and allow you to communicate with the Amazon store or with the internet in general.
But you don't need a cell phone plan to do that. It's all
built in,
free.
and it's all built in and free. So there's no per megabyte. So a lot of the fees come out of when you buy a book. The carrier gets a portion of the profit from the book and that sort of thing. So that, well, at least we assume that, they haven't said that, but that's how we assume it's paid for. Now, one of the things that very few people know about is that in the settings of your Kindle, if you click on, I believe it's menu and then settings, you can actually find the email address of your Kindle. The Kindle actually has a personal email address, and it's your name at either free.kindle.com or your name at kindle.com. If you are connected via Wi-Fi to the internet, and you send an email to your name at free.kindle.com, you can actually send attachments, either Word documents, PDF documents, sort of pretty common standards, and it'll actually go directly to the Kindle, so it becomes a document local on the Kindle, and it's free. If you use the your name at kindle.com, then I think there's a surcharge of some sort. It's a couple of dollars, perhaps, that's charged to your Kindle account because, of course, you're pushing it over the 3G network, so therefore somebody's got to get paid that way. So those are kind of the various combinations and permutations that you need to get content onto your Kindle. So the short answer is, no, you don't just need, if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't use it. There are lots of options based on which version of the Kindle you have.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, if you want data, or if you want to download books from wherever you are, whether there's Wi-Fi or not in your house, get the 3G. It's a bit more expensive, but you have the freedom.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. And you can be out and about and get it anywhere, so that's good.
So is Llama Farm you were looking for? That also appears to be taken.
My Llama Farm.
My Llama Farm?
Okay.
That's another one. So you got
Are
another
you looking
question
on
for me?
hover.com?
I'm just looking to see if they're there.
Yeah.
This is not the question that people want to know about,
But
though.
I do.
Ask me another question.
Okay.
My Llama Farm, it looks like it might be available.
I hope so.
So you go register it.
All right. So this is from somebody who called himself Kobe2, and the question is, how do I get QR codes?
How do I get QR codes? Okay, so QR codes are these little graphics that you'll see on products sitting around in various places. Yeah, so we've got one here. It's just you'll see these around, and you may be wondering, well, what is this? And these are QR codes, and you can actually read these with your phone. So I've got one for you. What you need is a reader on your phone or your mobile device, or you can just take a picture on your camera and then recognize it after the fact. But
I use something called iRobin.
iRobin?
So what I do is I aim my camera here, and I'm going to click on the little barcode, and then I basically aim it, and I click Done, and then it reads it. So it is going to now read that QR code, and then whatever it says, it'll either display it or send me to a website. Usually it's a URL that is interpreted here.
Yeah, although you can set it to be pretty much anything. You can set it as a block of text. You can set it as a phone number, an SMS. So there are a number of different things that you can use QR codes for. But a lot of people just send you directly to a website with information. So
it's not interpreting it.
It's not interpreting?
No.
Oh, well. So this is the QR code that I've got here. The one that I use is called Enigma. So there's a number of different ones. If you search for QR code on the your app store, whether it's Android or whether it's iPhone, it'll allow you to do this. And the nice thing about them is if the codes are done properly, and this might, just because it's printed with an older printer that's running out of toner, it may just be a little bit too on the edge. But the nice thing about it is you don't have to worry about which direction it is in, because it'll actually recognize the code no matter which direction you have it, because it's got markers already built into the QR code that help it reorient itself.
That's very cool.
Which is nice. The other thing, the other part of this, of course, is you can read them now, but if you want to generate them, that's a different story altogether. You can actually both read and create them. So the one that I use is qrcode.kwa.com, and it gives you the option of creating, as you said, a URL or plain text or a phone number. So if you want to do it like a business card or something like that, then you can just type the text in here, and we're going to type in Andy is a giant wiener, and then hit generate. We have the choice of size, so we've got small, medium, large, and extra large. Let's make it extra large because he is a giant wiener. And hit generate, and it will create a QR code on the screen right here.
Very cool. Well, the message isn't cool, but
yeah. Then you can print this, paste it up all around town, and everyone can know your feelings on your boss.
On your boss, exactly.
So there you go. You don't have to type Andy is a giant wiener. It gives you about 250 characters to type a message. So if you want to send a secret message to people, put it up around the office or whatever, it's an option.
That's kind of fun. One thing I do want to mention is if you go searching for apps on butterscotch.com, when you find the app and you go to download it, it will present you with a QR code. So you could actually search for an app, see the QR code, and then use your phone, grab the QR code so you can get it directly onto your mobile phone. So try that out. If you want to search for an app, you look for QR codes on our site. Okie dokie. Goody. What are you doing?
It works.
There you go. And here's John Wiener. Perfect. What's the app called?
That one's called I-Nigma, like Enigma, but with an I.
Oh, cool.
So,
get that.
I like that one. All right, got another question for you.
Yes.
So, stupid question. There are no stupid questions, especially when you send them through Askbag. I am lost using your site. Months ago was a great help to me. Email, Thunderbird, Gmail, 101, Firefox. Where can I find those tutorials? So I think this person is looking. It's another anonymous question. They're looking for these particular tutorials, and they're not sure where to find them on the site.
Good. Yeah. Because, of course, we redesigned our site recently, so it's not in the obvious places, as you might imagine. But it's actually easier to find. We have this really great search box on pretty much every single page of the site. And literally all you've got to do is type in your keywords. In this case, it would be email or Thunderbird or whatever it is that you're looking for. And you're going to get a search screen. It'll show everything that has that keyword. There's really good filters there. So you can filter by tutorials or by questions or by lists or whatever it is. So play around with the search because that's a really, really powerful way to find pretty much anything that we've done on the site. Now, if you want to go direct to the source, you click on the top of the site, click on Butterscotch TV, and then you can filter by shows, all, or tutorials, and go looking that way as well. And then finally, I think the other way to do it would be to type in, perhaps, I'm trying to think of what, no, it's probably the other two things. Search with the tutorials filter or go directly to Butterscotch TV.
Yeah, I think that's it. Because we've integrated all of the content from Tucows, all of the file library that we had before that, it gives you access to anything that's related to your search term now. So you can start by downloading and then get all the tutorials all in one place.
There you go. Exactly. The way to do it, of course, would be to go to Google and type in butterscotch and then the keyword. That's the other way to do it as well. So it's a good way to do it. All right, so let's take, we have one final question?
One more question.
Okay, good. All right. This is for you. From Joel FC. What is the difference between a modem and a router?
Well, okay, so a modem and a router, I think people do confuse a lot. You often have both inside your house, or you have one that may be combining both of them. So if you buy something from, you buy your internet service from, say, a cable company or a DSL company, you'll often get one that's both. It'll be the modem to the outside world. That's modulate, demodulate. That basically turns your data into a signal that can be transmitted over wires over greater distances.
Yeah.
So that creates a connection to your service provider. Now you've got that, say, at home when you're using, again, cable or DSL, but you also have a modem built into your cell phones, your mobile phones, that allows you to connect to the network. It has a built-in modem as well.
Right.
The router is what allows you to share that connection with other places. So if you get something from your cable company, it may be both because it has the modem connecting to your cable, but then it also shares the connection via Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
In the past, these used to be separate.
Yeah.
The router essentially is a way to take that one incoming signal that you have from your connection and then split it up among various cables or send it out over Wi-Fi into the rest of your house. So, for example, we don't have a modem here. That's in the other room. That's connecting to our fiber connection here, but this right here is our router from Linksys, and it just has the connections on the back for Ethernet if you're plugging in directly or wireless built right in.
Yeah.
So.
Typically, the wire that comes into your house will meet the modem first. Mm-hmm. And then the modem will be connected to the router, right? And then everything will be connected to the router from there. So usually that's the sequence. So if you're wondering which one's my modem, which one's the router, find the cable coming into your house. Whatever's connected to that, that's the modem.
Yeah. If it's connected to your phone line, that's also the modem.
That is also the modem as well. Exactly. Right. Good. Very good. So there you go. There's an episode of Mailbag.
Askbag.
Sean wants to call it Askbag.
You got to really enunciate when you're saying it so it doesn't sound dirty. Askbag.
Askbag. If you would like to ask us a question and you don't want to wait until we shoot another episode of Mailbag, then, first of all, zip on over to butterscotch.com, click on Ask a Question, register if you want to, or you can do it anonymously. Post your question, and just put a little notation, hey, Sean and Andy, for your next Mailbag, here's my question.
Askbag.
And we will keep an eye on those, so we'll collect them for the next Mailbag. But in the meantime, anybody can go on there and answer the question. And you want more than just Sean and I to answer because, of course, many answers means you can get more robust answers, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is you can still keep sending them to feedback@labrats.tv, but it'll have to wait until we get around to it. And we don't have the option of answering every single thing that comes in there, unfortunately. We like to try, but sometimes we don't have the time. But we do have a full team with a lot of different expertises that can get right on your question. If you really want to know the answer and don't just want to have your name read out on LabRats, if you want your name read out on LabRats, send us a photo. We'll do that for sure.
We'll do that for sure, yeah, exactly.
But if you want your question answered, ask.
Yeah, I think that often our audience knows more than we do.
Often.
It becomes apparent sometimes.
Yeah.
But, many people with their expertise will be able to help you over at Ask, on our Ask functionality over at butterscotch.com. So zip on over there, butterscotch.com, click on Ask a Question at the top of the screen, and then ask your question.
Yeah, and heck, if you just want to answer questions, head over onto
Ask
functionality.
do that as well. I mean, help the other people in LabRats land out as well. That'd be great. Even identify yourself. Hey, I'm a LabRats fan, and I want to answer your question or something like that.
There may be prizes for people that answer a lot of questions properly.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what we do behind? We actually do track the number of people that answer questions. So we will have a promotion at some point, sometime in 2011, where we look at the most prolific answerer as well. So stand by for that. We're not going to announce that immediately because we have to figure out the prizes, but we'll be doing that later in the spring of 2011.
Oh, it'll be a badge or something.
No, it'll be better than that.
A new car!
It won't be as good as that either. Something like that. Anyway, so do that, and we will track that, and you could become one of our best answerers.
At Askbag.
At Askbag. Yay. All right, well, if you'd like to email us directly, you have comments on the show, you'd like to ask a question personally to Sean and I and not answer it publicly, you can email.
Askbag@labrats.tv?
That won't work.
Feedback@labrats.tv.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a clip of the week as well as your pictures as well. Speaking of email, that's after this. Welcome back to LabRats. We hope you're enjoying our Ask show.
Askbag.
Our Askbag show.
Yay! Paul really likes that name.
He really does. It's just embarrassing. We have a clip of the week coming up right now, and that is Mr. Carruthers. What is it?
It is an episode that we did with our good pal, Mr. Mobile, when he was still Mr. Mobile.
What is a QR code?
What is a QR code?
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's take a quick look at that, 30 seconds of that clip, and then when we come back, your pictures.
Welcome on deck. I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List.
Hi, welcome to Miss Download.
We've all seen products that have the numeric barcode on the bottom, and anything you've ever bought in a grocery store, for example, has one so that they can scan it as you're going through the checkout. Now, this doesn't encode a whole lot of information. It's actually a very small amount of information, usually just the numbers that you see underneath the barcode in barcode form so that a computer can easily read them. QR codes are the modern evolution of that, and they can encode a lot more data in this shape. Now, we've printed this one out really large so that you can see it. QR codes can actually be reproduced at a very, very small size.
If you want to see the entire episode of What is a QR Code, zip on over to butterscotch.com and look that up using our fancy-dancy search functionality there. It's on every page, so it's easy to find. Or click on Butterscotch TV and Mr. Mobile. You can find it that way as well.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now I think we should probably look at some pictures.
We can look at some pictures.
Well, let's look at some
we have a
pictures.
couple for you today.
Okay.
So first up, we got one from our friend Paco. Parts unknown, unfortunately, so send us your location when you send your pictures in.
Yeah.
We'd like to know where you are.
We would.
And this is a cat, and I'm trying to figure out whether that's a dog or a stuffed toy or what beside the old eMac there.
The cat's very, very evil looking, though.
Yes. Again, when you're sending photographs of your pets and friends and family, let us know who they are, what to call them.
Should we call him ASCII?
ASCII?
ASCII. I don't know. Come up with a name for a cat. ASCII? Askbag key?
Yay.
Don't pander to Paul.
I am. I'm pandering to our producer.
Yeah. So thank you, Paco, for sending that one along.
Thank you, Paco.
And we do have another one.
Yes.
Again, from Sam, who is watching LabRats on his next generation Apple TV. In the bedroom, it looks like, so, or something like that.
Looks like he's a little drunk.
Yeah.
The camera's shaking.
No, it's a low light photograph, so, but, or maybe he's drunk in low light. Who knows?
Who knows?
So there you go.
Who is that, Paul?
Paul. No, Sam. Paul is the one that really gets off on Askbag.
Okay. All right, well, if you want to send your slightly out of focus pictures of nondescript cats to us here at Lab Rats, you can email us at
Askbag at labrats.tv.
Yay, 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 and yay.
or
Feedback at labrats.tv.
yes, you can do that. That's probably better. All right, thank you, I think, for a great episode this week. We hope you enjoyed our
Askbag.
episode of of Lab Rats this week. I apologize profusely for the childish humor. Well, I shouldn't apologize because it's kind of what Lab Rats is about.
That is Lab Rats.
Oh,
that's
true.
Lab Rats in a nutshell.
Kind of is.
Or in an Askbag, if you will.
It would be foolish for us to be here answering your questions if you were out there going, I need to ask a question. I wonder if those Lab Rats guys know the answer. My name's Andy Walker,
I'm Sean Carruthers.
and we'll see you next time.
Are you ready?